bitch out. Get off of my feet.
There we go. Hello, everybody. The clouds are out. We're in the house, and you're here now. So
grab a seat.
Hello. Amen. What's going on, y'all? How you doing? Welcome back. It's another episode of the House. It's another episode of the House of Clouds podcast.
I didn't even think about that. Don't you start again. Don't you dare start again. This is B. No, actually, A roll.
This ain't even no A roll. Anyways, my name's D'Angelo, a.k.a. Kumo D. Go ahead, bro.
It's your boy, Tony Cancel.
It's me, because he going to be a bitch about it. But, this is kid friendly. I'm sorry. He going to be about it, you know. But, you know, just be you, man. Be you. You know? Be you.
Yeah.
Go.
It's the Ace Boom Coon, the Goon, A.A. Ron in the bill.
The goon.
I feel like you just called yourself a coon. Anyways, moving on. No, don't worry.
Ace Boom Coon,
but, y'all, first and foremost, let's get that out there. Let's get this one out the way. GameInformer officially shut down this week. And I don't know why are you clapping?
Because don't nobody read no fucking magazines no more.
But that's legendary. That's what used to
GameInformer was the GOAT.
They used to they used to have the demos in there. That was the shit. That's a fall.
You was playing for it?
I used to, yeah.
Yeah, you get at the game stuff.
When G4 was cracking, GameInformer was right there along with it. That's to me, that's almost.
I fuck with it, but
it's been no one's fucked with it for quite a few years now.
Yeah,
for a few years.
But after a while,
that's our generation life.
You wasn't reading no GameInformer like that.
But now,
I mean,
it's changed.
At the end of the day, that's legendary.
It was a staple in the game, but
that's sad that it's gone.
Yeah.
But that's it. No one gives a fuck about it. No one's cared about it for, how
but
many
you gotta.
years.
All great things have an end, and the fact that it's ending, we out of that age of magazine. We in that age of social media.
Yeah, and I was like, but that to me that was like that was all the basically what everyone does now before everything, because that was where it had exclusive interviews with the the creator.
Your ass didn't read no interviews in that book. Man.
Oh, okay. So I'm literally telling you it had exclusive interviews.
That nigga read the front of the magazine. Did you go read the actual interview?
Why wouldn't I?
Come on. Stop it.
See how a black man's hating on you? I'm telling you.
Why this black man?
Are you not a black man? Are you not hating? I'm just stating facts.
There was a video we did a while ago where we said Aaron can't read. And, bro, you're not beating those allegations with this statement, dog. You gotta let this one go.
I'm not reading.
I think
we was reading GameInformer.
Nah, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. That's crazy. He gonna deflect like that. Hey.
We call that man Shield because
I didn't get a pre-read.
Show us the clip.
Nah, I didn't get a pre-read. I just read on the spot. It was a hot take at the moment.
Look,
I ain't immediately jumping in. You give me a pre-read, I'll sound fluid.
It's all good, man.
Nah.
But back to it. GameInformer was a staple. It has gone. It's been no one's cared about it for the past 10 years, so it's all good. But those covers were legendary. That's how I actually got on to more indie games. Were just those little.
That was the only thing for a while. The only thing that was putting you onto indie games.
So, and I was like, that's kind of where I felt a lot of the promotion was, like, especially when Grand Theft Auto was going to come out, or just any of your favorite game. It had basically almost like a 2-page spread. So, if you want to even think about it, if you in the anime, that's anime right there. Like literally just having 2-page spreads. That was like my first introduction, if you want to be technical. But that's whatever. But just Dragon Ball Z was. I'm talking about like on manga. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Manga. That's on me. That's on me. But I say that's just like one of them. Who's like a legendary person? That's kind of, I don't want to say.
In the gaming community.
Not in the game, but that's just like a legend dying in a way. Like oh my gosh, like would he like Stan Lee? But I didn't want to put that. Yeah, like just to me that was like, oh man, wow. because like even when G4 went off the air, like that was like, oh man, that's my childhood right there. Like I couldn't wait for it every month to get the Game Informer, and eventually, but yeah.
All right. Anyway,
That's just conspiracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, just the end of an era to me because that was the first, or at least in my opinion, the first one-stop shop. Because it was first Game Informer, then G4, then it just built off of that. Now the whole gaming community, so that was all hubbed in there. Because that was also the first time I saw esports. There was a bunch that it just always housed that stuff. Because literally it's Game Informer. So then I forgot what year they stopped doing the hardcovers and went to internet. But the internet's the internet. You there's no way you're going to compete with the internet being just the
especially
the news network. You're
Mm-hmm.
not beating that.
I mean, nowadays you can be.
I don't know why they didn't do create their own broadcast company. Like that would have been fire, but. I want to say they did partner with G4, but that's.
I think they were partnered with G4 and GameStop, and then once GameStop started tanking, because GameStop would mainly sell them, like sell the membership, and then once GameStop started tanking, then I'm sure they started tanking too. But yeah, they should have done something like media wise, like get out there in some way, shape, or form.
I love that shit.
Yeah. But then too, what like is killing it? Like IGN is still standing, but streamers, I honestly are killing like companies like that because you know a lot of people the like gaming companies are actually reaching out to streamers now.
Yeah, can you test my game? Can you play my game on your stream? Stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, IGN is kind of messing themselves up, man. They, with all the reviews they've done in the past, I want to say 2 years. Like, if y'all listening, if anyone from IGN is listening, y'all are ass with your opinions. I'm sorry, but it's like y'all I think they gave Deadpool and Wolverine like a 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 or something like that. I think
they're just doing that to start controversy.
Like out of 10?
Out of like 5. I think out of 10 they gave it like maybe like a 4 or 5. I don't know. I honestly I saw the review at a quick glance and then I read the intro or the full details on what the review was basing, and they basically called it cheap. Like they're like, oh, it's like a cheap nostalgia film. Like, oh, it's just a lot of the jokes they were saying felt flat. A lot of the appearances felt thrown in. Like it felt like it was overly thrown in, and they just. It seemed like the dude went to the movie with a chip on his shoulder. Like Ryan Reynolds had personally told this man, like, "Oh, I hate you and your family." And he was like, "Oh, I'll fix that. I got something for you." And then made this.
Mint Mobile didn't work in his general area.
Something like that. But it was just like, and then IGN gave The Boys a bad review last year, and then they gave like something else that was really good a bad review. And IGN, what are you doing, bro? Like, what? There.
Yeah, I got some questions to answer, big boys.
Yeah, moving on, bro. Moving on. But Game Informer was one of the GOATs. Game Informer was one of those things that got a lot of us into games, kept us consistent with games, kept us understanding and knowing what the various platforms and not just the platforms we're going for, but what the genres were and how we could get into different genres and games that can introduce us to stuff like that. So, big ups to Game Informer, man.
Yeah.
Good run. Man.
Salute, man. Rest in peace.
Good run. We wouldn't.
Rest in peace.
Things come to an end.
We wouldn't have been here without you, man. So thank you.
Yes.
But anyways, speaking of IGN and their terrible reviews, Deadpool and Wolverine, man, crazy film. First and foremost, crazy film. First impressions on the film. How did you guys feel about it? What was something that stuck out to you in that film?
Are you just looking at me? I mean, it's
anybody. It's anybody's game.
He already got everybody downloading in sync already. This man revived the old ass song. and made it brand new to people's eyes when it comes to the dance move. Because recently when I seen they did a comparison of the NSYNC, how they dance to it, and how Deadpool's, whoever the dancer is, you killed it, buddy. Really, really good. Yeah.
Mm.
It was night and day. It was night and day. I was like, ugh, that's how NSYNC dance moves was? Damn, this man did some extra that made it look really good. Because when I seen them on stage, I was like, brother. This was a back in the day singing group. I had to bite my tongue on telling people, yeah, back then we had singers that had dance moves. Ooh, brother, that was a concert? Ooh. Bit my tongue on that one.
I just didn't know what you
But
I love the way Anthony communicates.
I'll tell you, meme central right there.
Ooh, brother. Ooh.
But yeah, overall, great film. I love the introduction. Been a while since I see my boy Blade Wesley Snipes back into the film.
Slow down.
Straight into the spoilers.
Man, Deadpool's a spoiler in general. We can't continue this without spoiling.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
But besides that, I'll leave the rest up to y'all.
Great movie to me. There is never a movie without plot holes. There were some plot holes in this one. But,
Definitely.
yeah, still a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is it reviving the MCU? I don't think that was its goal because it didn't lead up to anything. Afterwards, it kind of was just like its own. It was a farewell to Fox, basically. So like that's how I took it, and they executed that well.
Okay. Todd?
For me, it was good, solid. Had fun, just a fun movie. Enjoy yourself. Don't take it too seriously. Like Aaron said, if you are technically a movie goer and looking for plot, just things to be linear, there's going to be a few little eye raisers.
Yeah.
But if you know just Deadpool, technically it gives that the grace in a way. So it's just like it's its own 3 movies. Really no full connection to everything, even though it pulls from things. But it's its own movie, so don't like look for it to restart anything. That's where a lot of people thought was going to happen. I did too, but no. So just enjoy yourself. It's a fun movie. I was laughing. I didn't laugh like through the whole film, but I was definitely a lot of yeah. And then just a lot of like real moments. And it's just also cool to see both of them on film together, because just if you see the chemistry and then the comics, and just like we'll get to it, but just like the few of the scenes was just like perfect. And so that's what I was just saying. And then we'll get to it, but just a few things that I wouldn't say I would change, but I just wanted more of. Just as a fan, and just like, but ultimately a good movie. We'll get to the ratings. So, D'Angelo, what did you think of it? Or Kumo D?
I'm yapping.
That little
Mr. Solar.
I thought it was a solid film as towards the comedic standpoint. I think they did really good when it comes towards the comedy and some of those Deadpool moments that just kind of promote chaos and a little bit of confusion. I think another area they did really good in for me was just the action scenes. All the action scenes were very well placed, well choreographed. Mm-hmm. So I felt like everything else was up to par for what I would expect from a Deadpool film. And if you go into the film kind of not assuming that this is meant to change the Marvel Universe as a whole or anything like that, you just go to see a Deadpool film, which is what you should be going to see realistically. If you just go to see it as a Deadpool film, it did well. Just as a standalone film for Deadpool and Wolverine, it was a great film. I'd love to see more Deadpool team-up films because we have a whole comic line for Deadpool and Wolverine and Deadpool and Spider-Man. So I would love to see more. But moving on, since we were talking about the Marvel Universe as a whole and where they might be going, do you feel like this is going to open up more for the Marvel Universe? Do you feel like this is changing the Marvel Universe for the good or for the better or for the worse? What are the connotations of the Marvel Universe from this film, do you guys think?
Well, like I said, they don't in movies like this. You gotta really pay attention because they don't say anything without reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
And this is opening up the mutant era.
Yeah.
So they mention mutants a lot. So if you didn't catch that, that's probably going to open the door for them to bring the X-Men, Fantastic Four, because they also talked about the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
How the timeline is repairing itself, but like even better. So, just expect them to make something out of that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And shout out to, I forgot her name, but she didn't work her way up. She was like a soldier. Then she was like an assistant. Now she's like a manager. I forgot.
Oh, the black girl.
Yeah, the black girl in there.
Yeah,
she's in a position of power.
The girl that's holding the TVA down.
Yeah.
She runs the.
I was like, fuck.
I
She
like
runs
her
down
as
to
an
the-
actress too. I forgot her name, but I just like her as an actress.
She cool.
She was great in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, I was gonna say
when she was in it.
Lovecraft.
She did great.
And if you've seen, even though I haven't seen it, but I know it's good. Your House or Our House or something like that. It's a scary movie. It's on my list.
What is it? Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Oh.
It is supposed to be
I
like
think I heard about that.
it's like a psychological
Psychological
thing,
thriller? Okay. Cool.
But she's a great actor.
Shout out, big shout out to you. I'm gonna put her name in here. We gotta do a little research. We wasn't prepared for him not to know the name.
Yeah, we're as we're gonna progress in this, we're gonna get better. Just stick with us, guys.
Yeah.
Man, you guys like these guys are amateurs. Don't worry about that.
I mean, we are amateurs.
Whoa. You gotta think we're professionals. We are professionals.
Yeah, I think big.
I'm a professional amateur.
No.
You
No.
gotta teach them, guys.
No.
You gotta teach them.
It's no professional
but-
amateurs. Just professionals.
But back to the Marvel Universe.
I was gonna say, were you done with that thought? Because
I was 100%.
I was gonna say like one thing that I'll say, that I appreciated
Mm-hmm.
a lot was, or that I enjoyed while watching it was me just like looking for all the little cameos, all the little back pieces, and so I'll say that's a little something fun.
Set pieces, characters, all that stuff.
The characters, I mean, that's gonna be a given. That's like just a blatant right in your face, but just like all the love, like especially when they first get to
the Void. Yeah.
just all the little the battleship in the background, a couple of the little shit.
The
I can't think of it at this
the
moment,
20th
but-
Century Fox.
No,
logo,
that was funny.
The bridge that Magneto destroyed from X2.
Exactly.
Like, there was a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, just a bunch, and so I was geeking. I was like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look
Did
at
you
that.
see?
And what also just all the little jabs. The jabs were beautiful. I just love
And technically, what is this? Disney's first R-rated movie?
Yeah.
technically yes.
Yeah. It was just hilarious seeing him grab the camera and just be like, "Stick it, Fox! I'm going to Disneyland." Headbutt the camera.
Where I signed the contract.
Then, even from when Deadpool is doing the little, like, humming the little theme in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that. But I was gonna say you're just like, you.
But you didn't answer the question directly, though. Like,
That's what I was gonna say.
direction.
I think I missed.
You missed the question?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Oh, so I was basically asking, as towards the Marvel Universe with this film, Deadpool and Wolverine, do you think it's changing it for the good or the bad?
Oh,
You did answer it
Yeah, I
in a
did.
sense.
Did you?
Well, kind of, but for technically the good, it allows them. Okay, this is where I say actually kind of middle about it, because technically it's going to just be how they apply it, because technically it allows them to now fuck around with the timeline and technically jump into multiple timelines and not just that one. continuous timeline that we've been on. Now they could just jump to a different universe and just go from there. And you'll just like, oh, this is a different storyline. So it does just allow the full multiverse without you really having to fully question. They're going to eventually tie it back in. At least that's what I would think you could do. But
it gives them room to grow.
Yeah, it gives them room to fuck around with shit. And that's also the bad thing, is they can fuck around with shit now. Is that they can fully, because now that, remember, they were on a continuous timeline. Once they got to the multiverse, that allowed them to, but they still had to stay on that timeline because that was the main timeline. But now, if they can just like fuck around with timelines and overlap them and jump into other universes, now you can fuck it up because you just doing that. Then they're gonna do a whole little wash, bring niggas back, so that could get tired after a while, especially if you've seen it a lot in the comics. And if you don't do it correctly, it's going to be very bad. So it's a good and a bad. So that's why I'm actually essentially down the middle. So,
yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Honestly, he covered the whole ground bases, man. Because I don't want to get into no spoilers.
Well,
in my mind,
well,
there's gonna be a whole
if you
enchilada.
ain't seen it now, you shouldn't be watching.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're
All
gonna
right.
have it in the tag. That's on you if you still watch it.
Honestly,
Let's get to the shit. Let's get to
But it was crazy as everybody that posted this movie everywhere. I just seen it on Twitter, YouTube,
TikTok.
I said, damn, niggas is just, and it's good quality too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna
straight
say,
leaks.
I'll say let's just get to it because I want to talk about talk about like what we saw.
You want to dissect?
Yeah, just dive in.
Not fully. Well, yeah. Let's get into it. I want to talk about the shit.
All right, so I guess start with me right there. All right.
You want to address the question he asked?
He already did.
Huh? He did?
Yeah.
Oh,
You were the first one. He was the second one. I was the third one. Technically, D'Angelo didn't fully answer, but I was like, that would be. So if you want to,
Not gonna lie, I lost pacing there. Anyways,
well, yeah, because I'm so excited because I just want I really want to talk about one specific thing, and because I was just like that. I was legit laughing. The only one that laughed in the whole theater, and I don't know why, because it was hilarious. But yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
People to myself and my like.
I think
it's funny.
That's true. I think it changed Marvel for the better in a sense as to where they have a lot of storylines that they can play with now that they previously skipped. Because that's one thing that I was kind of missing in certain Marvel movies. They would take certain storylines, adapt them to the movies, and then leave other storylines behind, which I thought would be really good additions. So, like, if we're talking about, like, Spider-Man, since it's timeline-wise, we can jump from the Spider-Man we're at now to an older Spider-Man and see, like, stories like, I think it's called No Love Lost or something like that, to where basically Spider-Man's old. He hasn't been Spider-Man for a long time, but he has to take on the mantle again and kind of go back into becoming Spider-Man at his age, where he's, I think, I think he's like almost like 80, almost 90, something around there, and he's fighting crime.
You got one more time.
Yep. And then it's like, so we can, there's a potential to see storylines like that sooner. So that's one thing that I do like. I do like the opportunity for us to be able to do more. And then we have, now that it's multiversal and multiverse is full open, we have things like Secret Wars that's coming. Secret Wars is a big multiversal event. We have Inhumans that we could probably see an introduction for, because there was probably a verse. I do. Shut up. I do.
But I mean, all we want to see is Black Bolt, and we saw him.
I don't just want to see Black Bolt.
I don't want to just see Black Bolt.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But how many Inhumans do you know?
Black Bolt, his wife.
His wife.
I'm terrible with
There's
names.
Black Bolt.
And you know this.
You're good.
You know I'm terrible with names.
His wife's name is Medusa. There's
Yeah,
Grimlock,
it was
which
the
is
hair
there.
bitch. You know I have names for people.
It's crazy because the
And then-
title went lower. Like, he's like, his wife didn't hold her bitch.
Then I watched the whole show.
He said that big ass dog.
Yeah.
That big motherfucking dog.
I like that dog. I like it. I like your dog.
And then the old boy that, at least in the show, was trying to get with his wife. I forgot.
Yeah.
But please continue.
I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of avenues for things we can see. We can see Genosha basically being taken from just being in animated films to being in, giving it another shot like they did in X2 when they tried to have Genosha.
Okay.
With
I was
the
like, I could have
mutants.
sworn they did Genosha, but yeah, that was an X2. Okay.
It was Genosha and X2 was quickly brushed over. Like it was there, but I feel like they didn't embellish it as much. Now we can probably see it embellished a little more.
Mm-hmm.
We can see Fantastic Four come into play. Fantastic Four teams up with a lot of heroes, so we can get Spider-Man's version of, or we can get Spider-Man's entry. Bombastic Bagman. Like there's just a lot that's available to us now that I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with, so to speak. But yeah, no, I think it changed for the good. I think it's
definitely
good.
agree.
Not a reboot, but into full spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it, if you didn't hear it again, like before, here it is again. But like we said it before, so don't.
We're not gonna really.
You even go see it in the title.
We're really just talking about scenes. We ain't gonna explain this. Well, whatever.
So, I mean, all in all, y'all know what we do when we done with the topic, and we ain't got much to talk about. Are we done? Sorry, my bad. We done talking. Man, we ain't got nothing left to say, but peace.
Oh yeah.
Takamichi.
Nigga hungry. Look at him.
Look at him going through it. It's okay. Don't crash out.
I was trying to get this. I feel like I had an eyelash on my eye like half the time, so I'm pretty sure there's like 15 minutes of that joint where my eyes just doing this.
You sure it's just not your astigmatism?
They're like, oh, he turned into Uncle Ruckus.
Did something would be in my eye?
That's wild.
Don't you always feel that way?
Oi.
I think the disease is just resting on my actual
I
eye.
got some dirt in my eye.